The San Francisco 49ers have a major problem at the cornerback position. And the weakness in the secondary, specifically the cornerback position, has been something that's plagued the 49ers, specifically Kyle Shanahan's 49ers, since he's arose here. Mainly because of the philosophy of how they build a football team. They focus on the front seven, and really, it's hard to blame them because those guys are absolute studs. And the play that embodied this is when Nick Bosa basically just picked up his tackle that was trying to block him and push him into Stidham, and that forced an errant throw that Tashaun Gibson intercepted. And while it's hard to argue with the philosophy that's netted the number one defense, there are weaknesses to it. Specifically, your back end has much less depth than your front seven. And injuries on the 49ers side has exposed this lack of depth. And while Lenoir has played okay, he's no Emmanuel Moseley. Emmanuel Moseley is very, very high end of corner. And here's the thing, he's a free agent after the season. And that might actually help the 49ers resign him that he got injured, no matter how messed up that sounds. The reasoning behind this is because Moseley was playing lights out for the San Francisco 49ers. This guy was locking down so many players in minicamp, in preseason, and even at the start he was playing very well. And if he continued to play that way, his contract would have been crazy big that the 49ers no way could bring him in. Moseley has all the physical tools, except maybe he's not tall enough. He's 5'11", but he ran a 4.42 40. And it was blistering. And before giving my opinion if I think the 49ers should re-sign Emmanuel Moseley, I think it would be nice to look at where Emmanuel Moseley's come from and kind of understand the person more before making a long-term commitment to them. Emmanuel Moseley was born March 25th, 1996 in Greensboro, North Carolina. Later in life, Moseley attended James B. Dudley High School, where he played both quarterback and cornerback for his football team, and he played basketball. This just highlights to me what type of athlete Moseley is. I know we all have those kids in our high school that play both ways, are superstars at every single thing they touch, and I think Moseley is one of those type of athletes that he can just pick something up and it be natural to him, which is great to have. And he's just so fast, like I said. As a senior in high school, Moseley passed for 1,370 yards, rushed for 1,443 yards, and accounted for 47 touchdowns, and he recorded 28 tackles, 4 interceptions on defense. In this season, Moseley's team went undefeated all the way to winning a state title. Moseley went on to play for the Tennessee Volunteers in college, and he appeared in 51 games and played for 4 seasons. And it's clear this is something undervalued in player evaluations, the playing time, because while it takes a lot of time to actually understand what's going on, and having that much experience to draw on, and just being older when you enter the league is so helpful in my opinion. Over the course of Moseley's college career, he accumulated 142 tackles, 9.5 tackles for loss, 31 passes defended, and 2 interceptions. Moseley was projected to be a late round draft pick going into the NFL draft. But luckily for the 49ers, they were able to sneak him on his roster as an undrafted free agent. Ever since then, Moseley's been on the 49ers, not on his original contract. He's signed a bunch of different contracts, but the most lucrative one came in 2021 when he signed a 2-year, $10.1 million contract extension. But here comes the issue with Moseley. His last 2 seasons both have had injuries. So if we decide to re-sign this player, he may get injured a 3rd time. I mean, look at Jason Verrett. The 49ers kept bringing back Jason Verrett, hoping he'd be healthy, and never got healthy. Same thing happened with Dee Ford. They were so generous with their time with Dee Ford, and he just continually was not able to make it on the field. And that's just sometimes what happens to bodies. They're not able to keep up with the NFL speed. So now that I understand Moseley a little bit more deeply, I personally would offer a 1-year, $8 million contract extension to Emmanuel Moseley. That makes it so he makes $3 million more annually than his previous contract, so maybe that would help him out a little bit. But it also gives me the opportunity to escape the contract if, let's say, he gets injured for the 3rd season in a row. It may be obvious at that point that he is an injury-prone player. So now that I gave you my opinion, I'd love to hear your opinion on the 49ers cornerback and secondary situation, and anything else you guys have on your mind. I really appreciate you guys watching these videos. Please like and subscribe. It helps out a ton.